Welcome to Hump Day with Hollywood Hay in a hard day at Horseshoe Indianapolis today. Woof.
Yep.
Yeah, trying to find horses in these races. Yes, indeed. Good luck. Well, hopefully we hit something. One bet enough, hopefully should be enough to pay for the day, considering the way these races are shaping up. But we'll find out. Hopefully we have something a little bit easier on tap today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Today's free track of the day is, I believe, Thistle Downs or Thistle Down. I don't know why I always pluralize it. So there's a link in the description below. Kindly use that. Also, in the description today, I added a link to the data sheet explained. So you'll find that on the description of YouTube, along with the data sheet itself. We'll go about making sure that we include the instructions all of the time going forward so that you will have them at your handiness, whatever the right word might be right in there, Terry. Of course, when the show is over at horseracingtoday.net, we will post our comments and our picks. A lot of long shots screwing up the back half of the second card yesterday, but that's okay. Just getting us ready for today. And then, of course, when you're there, hit that HRT gear. Today is the last day to save 25% off of everything, as they say in Philadelphia. All right, Terry. Well, I kind of set the stage for a tough day at Horseshoe Indianapolis. Let's see what we got in the opening race today.
All righty. So this first race, we're going to start out at 1 mile. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse at $13,500. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 races.
Just 1 complete mile around the track. Well, Don, we wanted to try something more challenging today. But yesterday's second half of the card was kind of challenging too. But in almost all of those races, except for one race, I feel like you could have gotten to the winner pretty simply using the SmartSheets. And, we're putting them together, still trying to learn which combinations point to some long shots that we might be overlooking. So at 1 mile on the one lap around the Shelbyville, Indianapolis track. First 2 races are like this. So far, there's been a handful of races. Early speed, usually the co-pilot wins. But 1 out of the 5 did go wire to wire. None went from the rail. Post 2 and 3, a little bit of a discount. 4 through 7 have been proven to be the best in the limited number of races. So far, nobody taking home the trophy from 8 and out. So in race number 1, Terry, speed, well, again, pilot or co-pilots, who are they?
Well, there's actually 2 horses with speed in here. There's the 4 and the 6. 4 and 2. But the 4 has the most speed, so.
Yeah, it looks like the 4, 6, and 2 is somewhat interchangeable. The early pace here says that the 6 is the clear leader in here. The par number for this race is 73, Terry. It looks like a few of them have been able to accomplish that speed figure feat.
Yeah, in the past, the 1, 4, 5, and 7 have either equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race. And the 2 and the 6 have come within 5 points of doing that. And of course, today, all but the 3 show that they have a chance to equal or exceed the par speed number.
Yeah, a lot of them showing improvement last time out in their pace. Only 2, the 1 and the 3, showing better pace and better fractions. Our race shape is interesting. No pilots, no pilot, co-pilot versatility. 1 co-pilot in the 2. So also involved in that early pace up here, as we mentioned. Everybody else wants to close, Terry. That means the 6 and the 4 are left arrow horses. According to our speed chart, the 6 horse has the most upside. And looking at jockey trainer combinations, Terry, it looks like maybe the 4, 5. Which one do you think?
Yeah, I think the 4 has the best combination of jockey and trainer. So,
and the best combination of early pace and late speed is the 1, 2, 5, and 4. Most of your winners, a little more than 70%, are found in that group. Everybody here dropping in class. Terry, who is the class in your estimation?
Well, I like the 4 East from West. He has a trainer wins 26% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes. He has a high percentage winning jockey and the highest speed figure at today's distance. Then Egyptian King, the one is my second choice, was beaten only 2 lengths versus similar in an all-weather track in his last start, and he has the highest last speed rating. And trainer who wins 18% of the races when shipping a horse in to run. And then number 7, Roundball Rock. He can improve while trying dirt, drops in class today, and his best start speed is fast among today's starters. I like the 6 as my long shot, Permit to Carry. He has finished in the money 3 races out of 6 starts at Horseshoe Indianapolis, and he has a trainer who wins 22% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes. No bets for me in this race.
I have the 4-1 combination, not top 2. The 4-horse, 3 consecutive speed figure increases across the board last time out. In the last 3 races, that's a 15% angle, says Barry Meadows. All the pace numbers were better. Going to be forward in this field today. Speed wins. Egyptian King is our top total pace horse in there, Terry. Better fractions last out, better early pace, better late pace, but the rail so far hasn't had a W to hang. Cheese Steak is our simulation favorite in here, that 5-horse. Good chance to show a better performance in the second start after a layoff. And this field is going to be wide open, I feel like. So I'm going to go with the pace setter, the 6, with the top C zone. Comfort zone is a measurement of how likely today's race is to mirror their best performances. This one of 2 scoring above 50%. And whenever we see this combination here, of a horse with a high chance to get to the lead and a very strong C zone, they usually love the pace. A lot of times they end up following themselves to the winner's circle. 1, 4, 5, 6 for a 50-cent, a trifecta box for me. We have a $100 budget to spend however we wish. Just a couple of minutes, Terry, before the first race runs, I think, because they just saddled up and headed out for the pre-race walk. So the post-parade, let's see if we can get race number 2 in before race number 1 starts running.
Okay, well, it's a 1 mile. It's an allowance race, $38,000 purse, and it's for registered Indiana breds, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming or starter, and which have never won 2 races.
And again, 1 trip around the track, 5 races so far. 1's gone wire to wire. None have done it from the rail. Most have done it from 2 through 7, and then none have done it from 8 or out. So the best positions are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The best positions are out front, at least being the pilot or co-pilot. Terry, here we have one that looks like could be very difficult to catch early on.
Yeah, that 3 looks like it's blazing hot speed, so that should get out of that gate fine and get that quarter pole first.
Yeah, actually has a 14-point early pace advantage. Every 5 points equates to about 1 length. It means this horse is maybe 3 lengths faster than everybody else at the quarter-mile marker. That's a big advantage. Doesn't have to run that fast. We see the 2-horse on the other end of the spectrum has a 1.5 length late speed advantage. You got the tortoise and the hare. Right, we know how that fable worked out. But over here, we got the 4-horse with a 7-point total pace. A 7-point last race speed figure, albeit many, many months ago, Terry. A couple horses there to pick from. 3 of them perhaps to pick from if you like horses that shown they can win at this level.
Yeah, the 1, 2, and 4 in the past has equaled or exceeded the par speed number for today's race. And the 3 actually is a maybe, came within 2 points. 5, 6, and 7 have it, and in today's race, the 2 and the 4 are the highest percentages as far as going to equal or exceed today's speed racing.
Yeah, so we do 1,000 simulations where we calculate out or project out speed figures, and in 421 of those, Adios Ashwood, the 2-horse, managed to generate a speed figure of at least 77. See if it can do that again. Race shape here should favor speed, Terry. You got 2 pilots. Everybody else wants to close. So they want to sit in that coach seat and try to sneak their way into first class. So if that's the case, 3-horse again, high comfort zone, not the best, but second best. Great shot to be on the lead. Maybe the 3 can get to the front and take them all the way. Terry, what do you say? I say my screen's going to go blank, and then next thing you know, these markers are going to be off. But all right. Let's go ahead and see what happens in race number 2.
All right. So I like the 2, Little Jake. He ran second in the 4. He ran second in his last race. His trainer wins 23% of the allowance races. He has a horse running in. He has a high percentage winning jockey. Concentration, the 1's my second choice. Has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 21% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route. Best start speed is fast among today's starters. Adios Ashland, the 2, finished 5th in his last race, having trouble during the race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. 5 is my Long shot, none questions. Won his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer. Lasix is added, and he has a bullet workout on May 1st. First, Miami Vice, Don Johnson picked 4, 1, 2, 4, 5 with the 2, 5 with the 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the 1, 4, 5, 6. With the 3, 4, 9, it's $48 ticket.
I'm going to go with that Special Creed. The horse, I think, has a good shot to get to the lead. Strong enough C-zone to stay out there. And might be too much early speed for the rest of them to hunt down. Number 4, Little Jake, your morning line favorite in there. Been off since November. The last workout was really strong. The first up record is Number 1, Concentration, third pick for me in there, Terry. In the money, 8 out of 9 races at Horseshoe Indianapolis. Got to like that. Also a horse that should be a little bit better in round 2 off the sidelines. And then Adios Ashwood. This is our simulation favorite. Is also our top total pace horse with a 1.5 length late speed edge. So a lot of times when you see the sim favorite line up with the total pace horse, those horses do pretty good. Also the 1 and the 2 showing the most top side in their races to date. Let's see, race number 1, Terry. They're still kind of jogging around out there. So I don't know. Horseshoe Indianapolis must be somehow a cousin of Charlestown, because apparently 110 doesn't mean 110 where they are. So whilst we wait, tomorrow we'll be at a track that does have a little bit more promptness in their post times. That's Belmont at the Big A, should just be otherwise known as Aqueduct. Terry, the best way to make sure you don't miss Aqueduct or Foreign Friday or next week, Parks, probably Horseshoe again, and then Belmont at the Big A. It's the best way to make all that happen.
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's very easy to do. There's no cost to it. Hit the bell so they're notified about all the programs. Go ahead and copy the link below and share it with everybody you know. They can come check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky on Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. And keep the comments coming and the picks as we enjoy to see it, and helps with our algorithms.
Yeah, it certainly helps boost our scores with the search engines. So the more people who search for us, the more likely that they'll find us if you interact with us. Like Private Ross, that 3-horse yesterday, I defeated both Christopher D'Souza and Terry in that race. So it's a positive. And then Private Ross 4 can't lose the first race. He has a mini max. What does that mean? And hello, my uncle, Jose Almeida. Buenas tardes, senor. Race number 1. I don't know what the heck they're doing at Horseshoe Indianapolis, because apparently they're a little on the slow side there. But
actually, Rich, you're frozen. We can hear you, but you're frozen. You're not moving at all. I wonder why.
Yeah, who knows? I'm going to dip out and come back in, folks. Be right back.
Yeah, he was frozen there. It looked like he wasn't going to move at all. So anyway, hopefully when he comes back in, he won't be frozen anymore. So I'm glad to see Private Ross and Don Johnson and Jose. Glad you joined us today. And you're having a good day.
Technically, good.
You're good now.
Mm-hmm. Well, when my screen went black, I knew eventually I would probably dip out as well, and that's exactly what happened. So let's see, race number 1. Are they about to get going yet? I don't know. They're pretty slow about all this.
Still trying to load.
Yeah. So again, free picks today. Thistledown. Catch them at Horse Racing. A guaranteed tip sheet. There's a link in the description. Follow us on X, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Skies. Most of which at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Here on YouTube, Horse Racing Radar TV. Tell your friends about us. Share our content. Let everybody hear loud and proud about what we do. It's interesting. Yesterday, we get some fly-by-night visitors who come in and base, their experience on our show in one day. And the funny thing is, I always invite them on to see, how their picks work out. And so far, how many people have accepted the challenge?
None.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
All right. So they're finally loading for race number 1. Looking at race number 1, Terry, if you're looking for some value in your horse racing picks, it looks like the 2-horse. We have it at 7-1. You can get 17-1 on that. And then maybe that's it. I don't know. Yep, that looks like about it. All right, well, the first race is going off. I don't think I can do any better than John Dooley, who is the track announcer. The 6 horse, guess what? He ain't going to win, folks. He's going 4 wide through the turn, didn't get the lead, even though he wanted the lead. Be a tough spot for that horse to go. That 2 horse at 9-1. That might be the danger horse in there, Terry, as it is out on the lead. The 4 horse sitting in that stalking position as the favorite, East from West. The Mini Max for our good friend, Private Ross. Please explain that for us in the comment section. He's in a good stalking position. You have the 5, 6, and 7 all trying to make ground on the 2 front runners. The 7 kind of tailing off a little bit there with the 3 horse, looks like, all the way in the back. Going to have to make a strong run down the stretch. The 2 still kind of moving pretty easily, almost 49 seconds in the opening quarter. That's a little bitty on the slow side. You have the 5 horse and the 7 horse. 7 horse taking a wide trip. But he's always the first to move. I think a horse that's going to be very dangerous in here is the 5 horse because he has not been asked to run as of yet. We shall see. The 4 horse, the favorite, has made its way in to the mix. The 5 horse does have an opening between it and the 4 horse. He's going to move into that spot. He's going to win this race, Terry. The question is, who's going to finish somewhere else? The 5's going to be the leader, although 7 has just switched leads, so he perhaps can make a run of it. But the 5 horse, your winner at cheesesteak at 6-1. Should have just bet the 5 to win, but didn't have the 7 in there. Maybe I should have had round ball block. Was actually my next selection. So it's the way it works sometimes. Let's go back to race number 1. The 5 horse, Terry, was your simulation favorite. That's a pretty good sign. He did have a yes race in there. He was tied with the 4. Was our 3rd pick there as far as your top total pace. Did have a very strong jockey combination in there, Mr. Terry, and almost a 50%. So if you had taken the 2 50%ers and put the 6 in there, you probably wouldn't have got it with the race time favorite. You still might have had that trifecta. Race 3, and now we kind of have a sense of what the timing is like at Horseshoe Indianapolis. Probably a good chance to get through the rest of the card before race 2. So what's the condition book say here?
All right, 6 furlongs, allowance race, $46,240 purse. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won a race other than a maiden claimant starter or state bred.
So 6 furlongs, you're looking for horses that have early speed, 37% of the time, get the lead, keep the lead, and get the photo session. There's a rail penalty for Mendeo. 2 through 7 a bonus, 8 and out, hit hard. Terry, like Ryan Garcia in second rounds. All right, we're looking for some speed, Terry, again in race number 3. Take it away.
Well, that 6 shows blazing speed again, just like the race before. And then it looks like it's going to get out of that gate and get to that quarter pole first.
Yes, indeed. Pretty good shot, according to our early pace. Not only a good chance to get to the lead, but about a 1-length early race advantage in there, Terry. Only 2 horses so far, one of which is the 6 that have made it to a par score of 90. Pretty big number.
Yeah, that's right. The number 6 has, and the number 2 has done that. So the other ones, there's a maybe in there, which is the 4, but the 3 and the 5, or is that the 5? Yeah, 3 and 5, they haven't done it in the past. But for today's race, it looks like everybody's got some kind of percentage, the best being the 2 horse. Well, I'm sorry, the 7 followed up by the 2.
So the 5 horse in here, too, we see a number over here for the first time, 92. So that horse is making its 2nd career start, and with upper end improvement in race number 2, that speed figure can go as much as to 92. So a lot of upside potential in Baja Sun. If we take a look at our race shape here, Terry, we see another one where most of the horses want to be middle back. That means speed should have the edge. 6 horse sitting right there, 2nd best comfort zone. Lone speed, Terry. 5 might have the most upside in the race. Excuse me, the 6 might have the most upside in the race as well. Who do you think wins race number 3?
I like the 5 Bajan son. He won his debut race at Horseshoe Indianapolis, which is the high percentage wing jockey. Has a good 4 furlong workout on May 1st. Then I like 2, Win Me Over. He won his last race at Horseshoe Indianapolis, has the highest last speed rating. His best start speed is close to the average winning speed. 3, CJ Storm, third pick, won his last race at Horseshoe Indianapolis, has the highest last speed rating. And he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer as well. Number 4, Big Hammer, my long shot, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 28% of the races when shipping a horse in to run, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start with the 5-horse 2 Baja Sun, with that second race improvement being enough to get that guy over to the finish line first. Number 2, Win Me Over, is our simulation favorite. You just saw the simulation favorite open the winner one. Good chance to be a little better horse in the second start after a layoff. Sound Doctrine, the 6-horse, that guy has all that speed, and its resume says there's potential for a big speed figure pop in round 2. Big Hammer, the 4-horse. That's finally the 4th pick for me. It is our biggest class dropper. We see that there. It's the only class dropper, as a matter of fact, moving down 1 length, and it did show better early pace and better fractions last time out. It does have a pretty strong jockey on there as well. As for me in this race, I have no bets.
Okay.
Race 4, Terry, is what's next on our docket.
All right. So we're going to go on the turf for the first time today. It's 7.5 furlong race. It's an allowance race, $43,000 purse for registered Indiana bred, sired by registered Indiana stallions, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races other than a maiden claim or starter, which have never won 3 races.
7.5 furlongs on the grass. I think all the grass races today, they haven't had any races. So this will be the first. So we're going to find out what the bias looks like. Terry, we have no idea. So maybe what we should do, in case it's speed, let's first talk about speed. And then in case it's closers, let's talk about who has the most closing ability. And then we'll identify some other in-race trends.
All right. Well, the 5 shows the most speed, followed up by the 2. And, of course, everybody in there shows some kind of speed.
And then the late speed?
Yeah, the late speed's the 6 and the 3. So they should be, they should do all right.
Yeah, the 6-horse has a pretty big advantage. You get almost 9-point late speed. So if closers are the way on the grass, that's almost, what is that, a 1.5 length? Again, 5 points equals 1 length. It's a pretty big number. That late speed also carries over to the top total pace, about a 1.5 length. So it should be close enough out of the gates to use those late legs to run by, although the 5-horse does have about a 1 length late early speed edge over the rest. Also your simulation favorite. So you got the 5 and the 6 from the hare and the tortoise, right? And then over here you got the 4-horse, Jailhouse Justice. 4-point last race speed figure edge over everybody else. Interesting thing, Terry, about that. The 4, 5, and 6 also the only horses in this race that have hit par so far.
That's right.
And any of them offer any betting value?
Yeah, let's see here. The 1 actually is 9-1 to 20-1. 3 has a betting value from 11-1 to 15-1. The 5's from 9-5 to a nice 6-1, and then the 7 is from a 9-1 to a nice 20-1.
Yeah, all of them except the 4-horse dropping in class. Everybody else moving down, with the 1 and the 6 taking the biggest class drops. We measure them by length, so how much easier this race will be. Look at this, Terry. Bang. Everybody wants to be middle back. All right, well, that's going to be interesting. So this 5-horse that wants to be on the lead here, we see that combination again. Big chance to be on the lead. Big chance to really like being on the lead. The question is, can his jockey or trainer handle it, or are you looking elsewhere?
Yeah, no, the jockey on the 7 actually looks the best. And, of course, the trainer, too. So that's probably the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yeah, it looks like that is the case. I think this race is one where you can probably pick a lot of different horses. Which did you pick?
Yeah, I like in this race number 4, Jailhouse Justice. Finished 3rd in this last race. Has best turf speed, is fast among today's starters. Knight's Move, the 6, is my second choice. Is a high percentage winning trainer, wins 28% of the allowance races that she has a horse running in. And his best start speed is close to the average winning speed. 5, Looking Good, Lewis, is my third choice. He likes the turf, and he has a good some good workouts. And then I like the one is my long shot, Theo's Promise. He drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No bets for me in this race.
Well, we don't have any idea how the race is going to play out, but we have the 5-horse. A couple of things in our charts tell us he's going to be on the lead. He is our simulation favorite, and very likely today going to love this trip. So if that's the case, why not put him on top? The 4-horse, Jailhouse Justice. Turf is the right surface for this guy, the 6-5 morning liner. In the money, 5 out of 6 races on the Horseshoe Indianapolis grass. Well, I would imagine that's why he's the favorite. Knight's Move, the Indiana coach right there. Biggest in-race edge, 1.5 length late speed and total pace advantages. And then the 1-horse, Theo's Promise, same 4 horses, just a little bit different order. It was a kind of a tough call for me over the 7 there, but it's one of the biggest class droppers. Been off, though, since October the 26th, but the workouts indicate could come back with a decent affair. I'm going to take a shot at that 5-horse, hopefully getting good odds. 6-1 would be great. 15 to win on the 5, on the lead, and let's see if he can stay there from gate to wire without any idea of what the track bias is like. The Race of Death is next on our schedule. Because it connects the early pick 4 to the late pick 4, you have to win this one or they both die, Terry.
That's right.
What are they going to run for here?
Well, they're going to go 6 furlongs, and it's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $13,500. It's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 races.
Yes, well, we have data again, so we do know that 37 out of 100 go wire to wire. Get to the front, hell, as long as your odds are like, what? So you got 33% chance to win. So if your odds are like 5-2 or better, you might as well play those horses if you think it's going to get to the lead. Rail Penalty, 2 through 7 a bonus, 8 and out, hit very hard, Terry. So no Buffalo Girls in race 5, but we do want some horses that aren't afraid to hit the gas when the gates open, and this race will see plenty of that.
That's right. It's really on anyone's guess who's going to get that quarter pole first, because they all have speed in here. So
yeah, so this race might be won by the late speed horse. Look at that, the 4-horse going to be in the mix early on. Also has about a 2-length late speed advantage over the rest. In our top 4 total pace horses, ranks El Numero Uno. 3-horse is our simulation favorite, Terry. All of them have hit par. All of them can do it again. So we might as well look for some value. Which horses might be the best overlays?
Well, the 2 has a value from 4-1 to 5-1, and the 3 has a value from 2-1 to 7-2. That's about all I see in there.
Yeah, not a whole lot of value in that mix at all, is there? All of them dropping in class, Terry. Maybe if anybody can win, focus on the jockeys and trainers.
Well, there's the best jockey, looks like the 3, the best trainer of the 4, but I think the best combination is the 3.
Yeah, pretty tight call. So either one of them, take a coin, flip it, heads or tails. Well, the 3-horse not only gets the best jockey trainer combination, but could get a good trip in here. Your lone E, everybody else wants to be middle back. The 4-horse has the most upside in the race. And if you look at the 3-horse, should be on the lead, but going to be challenged by the 8-horse. The 3-horse only with about a 36% comfort zone. So maybe all of those horses challenging it could make it run a little bit difficult. You got the 2, the 7, and the 9 over 50%. Terry, only the 2 and 7 in our top 4. Who do you got?
All right. Well, I like the 9, Captain Heart. She comes in from Oakland Park and drops in class today. Can handle the distance, has a high percentage winning trainer, and a bullet workout 5 furlongs on April 26th. Then I like 4, Closer to the Truth. She finished 3rd versus Tougher in her last race. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Perfect Manhattan, the 3 is my 3rd choice, has finished in the money in 2 out of the 3 starts, winning 1 of the races, and she has a high percentage winning jockey who wins 35% of, trainer who wins 35% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes. And then my long shot is Retail Therapy, the 2. She finished 3rd, finished in the money in 5 out of 6 starts, winning 1 of the races, and she drops in class today. The last pick 4, Miami Vice, Don Johnson, 2, 3, 4, 9 with the 2, 5, 11, 12 with the 4, 9, and finish up with a 4, 6, 10. That's a $48 ticket.
I'm going to go with the 3-horse. It is our simulation favorite. It is the lone E. It's going to be on the front, where 37% of the time they win on the lead. The 4-horse closer to the truth. It's CV. Hints at major upside in round 2 off of the bench. It does have a 2-length late speed edge over everybody else that kind of wants to get, forward a little bit based upon our numbers. That could be the winning move. Captive Heart, the 9-horse Terry, you did mention that guy. He's got some of the most upside potential in the race, coming in from Oak Lawn Park as a track dropper. The workouts are okay. And then finally, my last pick is to the Retail Therapy. It was a tough call for me over the 1. Maybe I should have went with the 1 with higher odds. But this horse is going to be more forward at the start and has a little bit better late speed at the end. So you can't cash what you can't pass, right? So I'm going to go just 2 horses here in an open race. I'm going to go with the 3 on the speed or the 4 with the close. 5, 9, 11 in my second spot. And then close it out 4 by 4, $48. Pick 4 for me as well. And then I'm going to do a $2 exact the key box with that speed. I'm hoping the 3 can win, but if not, hold on for a second with the 1, 2, 4, and 9 on the other side of the box. 9 race card, but only 8 of them, Terry, are thoroughbred horses. So we got 3 to go in there. Belmont tomorrow, yes, at the Big A. Well, it's really not Belmont, it's Aqueduct. But just some tricky naming, I suppose.
Yep.
All right, so race 6, Terry. The condition book says what?
Well, we're going back on the turf at 1 mile, and it's a purse. It's a maiden claiming race, $32,000 claiming price. Purse is $35,360. It's for maidens, 3-year-olds, and upward. So
no winners, no data, no nothing. Terry, give us any hint on what to expect. So once again, in race number 6, considering there have been no races, let's take a look at who's got a chance to be on the lead at the front and who has a chance to close at the end.
All right. Well, the 11 should get the lead, followed up by the 9 because they're the 2 that have the most speed in here.
And then at the end, it looks like we have a bunch of them, the 10, the 5, the 9, the 12, and the 7, all similarly rated at the end. So maybe that little bit of an early race advantage, particularly for some of these closers, could be the key to the winner's circle. You got the 9, the 5, the 11, and the 10 as your top 4 total pace horses. Interestingly, only the 9 and the 11 showing up in the simulation odds. Terry, any of these horses shown that they can win at this level before?
Oh, yeah. The 2, 8, 9, and 10 all have shown in the past that they can run the par speed number of this race. And then the 3, 6, 12, no, have not. There's 4 other horses that are maybes. And all but the 6 looks like they may just be able to do it today.
So we put a line through the 6 maybe, and then you just shorten up the field a bit. But yeah, all of these par plus numbers very much in the same zip code. So looks like a pretty wide open race, Terry. If you look at the race shape, it looks like with most of the horses being middle back, you got 2 pace setters up here, a couple co-pilots here. Everybody want to close. So far, the 6, the one we drew a line through, not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. The 3, hey, first-time starter today, only getting 2.27 points. You got a bunch of yeses in here. So if they were all red, I would definitely give the 3 some thought, especially at a score of 2.5 or better. If you're looking for the horse that's likely to get the best race today, Terry, who's that going to be?
Well, it looks like to me that the 7's got the best numbers, although the 2 and the 9 are also above 50%.
Well,
the 2 and the 4, I'm sorry.
2 plus 7 equals 9, right? There you go.
Yeah, 2 and 9, I mean. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got, I think, a race where the all button would be appropriate. We can't do that. We only get to make 4 picks. So who are yours?
All right. I like the 12 pretty darn good. Finished 3rd versus in his last race and at Turfway Park. May improve while trying grass, as his dam has 3 winners from 7 starts. One of those was a turf winner, and he has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. I like the 11 as my second choice, won his debut race, and then went down to Kentucky Downs and ran without success, and now returns and drops in class back here to Horseshoe Indianapolis. And then Gamblin' George, the 5, my third choice, finished 4th in his last race after having trouble during the race. And he can handle the distance. Money Memlo, the 2 is my long shot. Finished in the money in 5 races out of 10 career starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. No bets for me in this race.
I'm going to start with the 9 horse. Oh, please. Tied for our simulation favorite. we take a look at the class dropper here, that one's dropping 3.4 lengths. That's a pretty big drop in class there, Terry. Does have a yes, is a little bit of an overlay. Our top total pace horse as well. I think that one's got a good shot. The 11 horse in its debut came out, ran, was up towards the lead there, Terry. It's where it wants to be again today. Kind of faded at the end a little bit, finishing second. Second race after its career debut. Something went wrong. The horse went to the sidelines. It's back. And if it bounces off of that debut race, which many horses do in their third start, that one could be tough to catch. Number 5, Gamble and George, does have the best turf pedigree in the race. First up record, though, coming off the sidelines, that record is not as good as the turf pedigree. And then finally, the 8 horse Diver. The all-weather record says this horse has an excellent chance today. The lone race on turf, not so much. But it is one of the few horses in the race that has managed to hit par. I'm going to do a 50-cent trifecta, 5, 9, 11, over to 5, 9, 8, 11, with 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
All right.
Terry. And I think it's like $27. And if it hits with all those odds in there, if it doesn't pay more than $27, I would be thoroughly shocked. How long do we have the race number 2, Terry?
3
plenty of time. Yeah, they're still moseying around in the paddock. So we'll probably get through all of the thoroughbred races before they get to racing again for real. Race 7, Terry, is the beginning of the late thoroughbred daily double. Whatever. Go ahead.
All right, 6 furlongs. It's a maiden race, $43,500 purse. It's for maidens, fillies, 3-year-olds.
6 furlong speed. Again, we mentioned a bunch go wire to wire, 37% so far. Get the first call at the quarter-mile marker and get the first call at the 3/4-mile marker, which is the finish line. Speed will matter here, Terry. Post positions 2 through 7 tend to be the best. Most horses do break their maiden up on the lead, and if that's the case, well, there's 4 of them that'll make a case for the lead at the start.
That's right, although the one has the most speed, but they're all pretty close. So it just really depends on who gets the best break and best decision by the jockey. So
a lot of these horses, 3 of them, Terry, in here have hit par already, so they've proven they can hit the required 76, not required, but that's the average winning speed figure, which 3 have done it already.
4, 8, and 9 have either exceeded or equaled the speed par number for this race in the past, and all of them show that they can do it today, especially the 8 and the 9 who are above 50%.
Yeah, really good shot here. You got some first-time starters, so when you're looking at these races, if you see a lot of red like in here, no. You can give the first-time starters, especially those with a score of 2.5 or better, some love. You see that here with the 6. You see that here with the 10. You also see over here the 9 as well as the 3. Those horses making their second career starts today, both of whom can get above par with typical second race improvement. Terry, you got 2 horses in here that have comfort zones over 50%, the 1 and the 8. Those 2 also should be up on the front. 3 not so far, within 5 lengths of the leader, 6, 7, and 10 first-time starters. Anything can happen in this race, Terry. What do you think will?
All right. Well, in this race here, I like the 9, Palm Deserts, ran second versus similar, only started Churchill Downs. She has the highest last race speed rating. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters, and she has a really nice workout on April 27th. And then for My Lady Sasa, she ran second versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer. The 8 is my third choice call. Don't Call Me Babe. She drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 22% of the races when taking a horse from an all-weather surface to a dirt surface. I like the 10 as my long shot, Rachel Jean. First-time starter whose sire wins 17% with first-time starters, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. No additional bets for me in this race.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with the 9 horse on top 2. Track dropper, second race improvement. And I think it just ran a 4 furlong in 46 seconds. That's quick. No question about it, as it was training for its second start. And then after that, I got 6, Greeley's Gold, a long shot first-time starter. I mentioned that one has 2.89. Pretty close to a perfect score there. And if you look at the workouts on that 6 horse are pretty splendid as well. You have, and I'm not quite sure why it's not showing up there, but you have a back bullet here and another back bullet here. Very fast workouts at Horseshoe Indianapolis. I'm hoping he goes off at 10-1. Don't Call Me Babe at the 8 horse. 3 out of its 5 races have been above par. Any of them works for the top Z-Zone horse in the field. Then the 10 horse, Rachel Jean. Like you, I put that one forth. Another first-time starter. 2.76 out of 3 possible points. Has some decent workouts, too. Another 50-cent trifecta, 6, 8, 9 over the 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 over the 6, 8, 9, and 10, hoping to catch a price. That leads us to race number 8. We haven't seen Terry's best bet yet. I know it's not going to be in the popcorn horses. So that's coming up in race number 8. So let's talk about that real quick.
All right. I like the 4. Oh, I'm sorry. We got to start off with what we're doing. We're on the turf, a mile. It's an optional claiming race, $20,000 claiming price. Purse $38,080 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $16,000 or less in 2024, 2025, or a claiming price of $20,000.
So we mentioned there's no data for 1 mile on the turf, optional claiming. So again, in race number 8, Terry, let's focus on which horses will be on the lead and which ones will be closing.
All right, so you can see here that on the lead should be the 3, got blazing speed, and the closer should be the 6 and the 5 and 4, 12. So that's the 3 that I think.
Yeah, pretty tight in the closing here. We got a couple of in-race advantages. The 4 horse, I don't even want to pronounce that name, has a 7-point last race speed figure advantage. That's usually enough to get the job done. Also has a 2-length total pace advantage. 4 horse looking good there. All of them, Terry, hitting par, which is right now 0. So, of course, they've all hit par. All of them should be able to go over that. So, because there are no races, there are no par numbers. But we can calculate out where some value might be. And where is the value?
Well, the value is in the 3 there with even money to, 17-1 to 21. The 4 is even money to 9-2. The 6 is 5-1 to 10-1. And the 12 is 10-1 to 12-1.
Mm-hmm. So they're all, of course, they're all dropping in class a little bit, I suspect, in there. Where's the jockey-trainer combination to keep an eye on?
Well, it appears to me that it's going to be the best jockey's the 5, the best trainer is the 12, according to the data. But I think the 4 is the best jockey-trainer combination.
Grutzemermer. Yes, that one. Our race shape here, another one where there's only a couple of pilots. Everybody else, middle back, usually favor speed, Terry. That's the 3 of the speed horses. 3 also with the okay C-zone, but it looks like you got 2 of them that have a great shot to get a great race today.
That's right. That 4 and that 10 are going to be very comfortable in this race, according to the data.
Yeah, not only are they going to be comfortable, but they are a part of our total pace advantage here. You're looking at the 4, the 6, the 10, and the 9. With the 4, a big gap on that. Terry, your best bet is who?
I like in this race, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it either, the 4. Finished in the money in 4 races out of 5 starts at Horseshoe Indianapolis, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. He's my best bet of the day. The 6 is my second choice. Has won 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick, has a high percentage winning trainer. I like the 10 as third pick, Saint in the City. He drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey. Has a bullet workout, 5 furlongs on April 29th. Number 12. River Redemption is my long shot. Has won 2 races out of the last 4 starts, finishing 3rd in the last race. Can improve while returning to turf and can handle today's distance. I'm going to bet 15 win, 25 place on the 4, a $5 exact of 5, 6, 10, 12 over the 4, and then a $10 exact of 4 on top with a 5, 6, 10, 12. That's it.
Yes. Gewurz, Ramir, whatever. Top last race, speed figure advantage. Sim favorite, top total pace. Maybe that should be your winner. River Redemption in the money, 7 out of 7 on the Indy turf, 12 out of 13 overall in the money on grass. Ezoe is a track dropper, that 6 horse, missed by a neck in the only grass go. And then the 10 horse was a really hard call for me over the 5 undressed, but it is the biggest class dropper in the field. No additional bets for me. Race number 2, Terry, they are running right now, and that 3 horse. As we mentioned, he had a pretty good early speed advantage in race number 2. He is out on the lead right now with the 4 horse, the favorite, Little Jake, giving chase. 23.5 seconds. So I don't know what that rate's like over at Horseshoe Indianapolis. I'd imagine it's not that fast. The jockey standing straight up on the 3-horse, although the 4-horse is closing some ground on him right now. The jockey really hasn't asked the 3-horse to go yet. The 4-horse, the favorite, Little Jake, has pulled up alongside. So it'll be interesting to see how the 3 responds, if he's going to respond. Yeah, he responded a little bit. So the 3 and the 4 now, they're duking it out. The question is, which one of them is going to make the first move? It looks like the 4-horse is going to run right by that 3, Terry. And then we got the 2-horse coming in, Adios Eastwood. So my 3-horse not going to stay in there. 4-horse is going to be maybe the winner, although the 2-horse is going to give him a challenge, I think, to come around the turn. 3-horse is still trying to figure out what it wants to do. But the 4-horse just asked to go right now. The 2-horse is pulling up alongside, trying to tire a little bit. This finish line is a long way away. And it looks like at the end of the day, it's going to be the 2-horse that pulls out as the winner. And, of course, it's always the next horse in my pick 4 that, well, no, it was right there. 2, 4, 3, and then I think the 1, 2, 4, 3, and 1.
Yeah, well, for me, that's the best one I could have gotten, I think.
Yeah,
well,
it looks,
5 would have been better, but the 2's a pretty nice number. 9-2 it went off at.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just drives me bananas sometimes. I don't know. 3-horse just went a little too fast, and I don't understand why jockeys do that. You got a 2-length lead, just cut it to 1. Give yourself an extra second. All right, the last race is 350 yards, Terry. Well, we don't need. There's no need. Well, you could talk about the conditions, and then we'll just make our picks.
Okay, the conditions of this race are 350 yards, allowance race, $22,000 purse, and it's for registered Indiana-bred 3-year-olds and upward.
I just went with the 8-7-5-2. I don't have any logic for it, just the way they ranked out for me. You picked them in almost a similar order. Why did you pick them the way you did?
Okay, I like the 8, not yours, Secret. He finished in the money in 9 races out of 10 career starts at Horseshoe Indianapolis and won 5 of those. So he likes this track. 5, Cisco Beach, won 2 races in a row, now goes for a hat trick, and he has a good jockey. I like the 7 as my third choice, finished in the money in 5 races out of the last 6 starts at Horseshoe Indianapolis, winning 3 of them. And then 3, Streaking Down the Beach. Ran second in his last start and has a high percentage winning trainer. I don't have any money left, so no additional bets for me here.
So should go back and point out in race number 2 for the second race in a row at Horseshoe Indianapolis, the 2-horse simulation favorite at 3-2 there, Terry. Big overlay, was a yes horse, was our top part plus horse in there. Did show some early race improvement last time out. A little drop in class in there as well. The only thing was a little light on the C-zone score, but nonetheless, the 2-horse, 2 races in a row. If you had picked the simulation favorite from our smart sheets in there, Terry, you would have had a nice, 6-1 over 4-2 daily, 9-2 daily double. I'm imagining that's going to pay pretty well.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Yeah.
Let's see what the double would pay. Let's go over here. What it's going to pay, not what it might pay. Yes, tomorrow, guys, we'll be back for Belmont at the Big A. So in race number 2, with that 2-horse coming in as your winner, your daily double with the 5 and the 2 would have been $73.20 for $2. And all you had to do was take the simulation favorite in race number 1, which was the 5-horse, and the simulation favorite in race number 2, which was the 2-horse. Add those 2 together for $2, and you just got $72. And unfortunately, it's not a bet Terry or I made. Would have paid for almost the entire day.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, before we roll, Terry, what are your final thoughts for today?
Well, I hope everybody's staying safe and that the weather's good for everybody. Go ahead and enjoy your day and treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah, indeed. Always a good golden rule is always a positive one to live by, no matter what you're doing for the rest of the day. We certainly hope it is guided by God's grace, God's favor. Every single thing that you do until we get back together for Belmont at the Big A tomorrow ends up in
the winner's circle.
Yes, like our simulation favorites in the first 2. Again, a link to the data sheets in the description here on YouTube. We will timestamp all the races. Please go over to horseracingtoday.net, hit the HRT gear button, get yourself something to support the show, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and all of that. And may your day be blessed and everything end up in the
winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. Have a great day.